Alright guys, this video is going to be entitled Train, Think, Adjust, Train. The reason for that is that's kind of how I adjust my equipment. So we got a little bit of an issue and I want to run this by you and just let you into the inside of my mind. Once again, this is kind of how I've done things over the couple of years I was in the military and my time outside, my time outdoors, my time doing private security stuff, things like that. So to have a get home bag and a bug out bag and I'm never coming home bag and grandma's bag and grandpa's bag and alright. This is my kind of do everything bag. So this bag lives most of its life. Really when it's being used for exercise, right? Hiking, which you should do. If you think that you're gonna rise up, then you need to be able to rise up. But we have an issue. I want to go over that issue. So in this particular situation, it's water, right? So right here, I have a bladder with an inline filter. I think you should always have an inline filter. I think that you should have backup inline filters. I think that they're like a couple weeks ago they were 2 for $25. You can't beat that. I know Walmart, but whatever, man. Just I don't care where you get them. Get them. They're important to have. Because of the way this bag is set up, one, and then over here, 2 1-liter smart water bottles. The reason I use the smart water isn't because I like the taste of it, even though it's delicious. It's because these are kind of indestructible, right? Just kind of my philosophy on that. I heard, was it Bear Independent talk about it? And I was like, I don't like that. I'm going to prove him wrong. And it was like, oh, this is a kind of cheap canteen. Alright, so, but here's the issue we have. So, you have you have 2.5 liters here, 1, 2, so you have a little over a gallon. And it was my idea that on either side of this belt, and so this bag did not come with a belt. I actually put like this EDC belt on it, and it works really well, and I'm super happy with it. It's got a COVID buckle. I've been using it for like a year and a half now, and it's super comfy, and it gets the job done. But I want more water. And the reason I want more water is most of the time, if you're out in the field for 36 hours, you're not sleeping, right? So if you're hitting a target and coming home, there's no sleep involved, right? It doesn't matter that you're walking 30 miles there, 30 miles back. It doesn't matter. You're hitting it, you're coming home, right? You're gonna try to sleep in your bed that evening. And because of that, you're not gonna take all of your sleep equipment. You're not gonna take a bunch of sustainment equipment, which means that you're not gonna take a bunch of junk, right? You're also not going to take a whole lot of water, which to me is an issue. So what I want to do is I want to attach a canteen somewhere. Well, these work really well here on a hike, but they don't work really well when you throw this chest rig on. So it's a process of adjusting equipment and adjusting equipment and adjusting equipment. But the most important thing is that you train. First thing you do is you train. Second thing you do is, did I just I covered my mouth with a mask on. Because I'm a genius, guys. But first thing you do, you train, and then you think about it, and then you go out and you do the thing, like you adjust the equipment, you buy the new thing, you add the new thing to the bag or the belt or the chest rig or whatever. And then you go train again, right? So I would have kind of been screwed if I would have thrown these on, filled them up, and then thrown that chest rig and shoved it all in the corner. And then it was time to, go after the invaders, right? So we train, we think about it, we adjust it, and literally, I put these canteens on, and then I put these canteens on last night, and then this morning, I put everything on, and I was like, oh no, this is not, no, this ain't gonna work. So we're gonna take these off here in a little bit, and we're gonna, maybe put them in the back. I don't know. I might put a 2-liter canteen here. I don't know. Put a 2-liter canteen here. But that would adjust some stuff. But we're gonna add more water to this. But it's a never-ending wheel of death. And I think the most important part is the part that most people don't do, and that is train on either side. And I know this because I've met some guys, and they have 90-pound packs. And I get made fun of for my 40-pound pack because real men carry 45 pounds. But in my experience, in my knowledge, with everything in this bag, I'm good. And then everything on that chest rig, I'm good. And then everything together, we're super good, right? So I want you to go out and I want you to use your equipment this weekend. I'm gonna put this video up on Friday so that you see it. I want you to go use your equipment this weekend. And for a lot of you adjusting, maybe throwing junk out. Like on the chest rig, I have a lighter. And the reason I have a lighter isn't because I think I'm going to be starting fires in the field after, having a physical conversation with my neighbors or the neighborhood down the street that's doing human sex trafficking stuff or whatever, right? It's not so I can start a little campfire. It's really there because those are pistol pouches. I don't want to put pistol magazines in them. So I put a multi-tool in there. And the multi-tool goes rattle, rattle, rattle. And I don't like that. So I put that lighter in there. Now it doesn't move around. And it just kind of stays still. And that's what I want. And you get that through that cycle of train, adjust, train, think, adjust, train. I really think that y'all need to be doing that. I really think that y'all need to be getting out there using your equipment. Pro tip of the video for cooking: beans, right? Because we all store corn, rice, wheat, and beans. Beans take 30 hours sometimes of cooking. An hour on heat counts somewhere between 1 and 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of cooking, right? So a lot of times you'll see people, they soak them for 8 hours, they boil them for 8 hours. Pro tip, when you're low on fuel, especially if you're cooking over wood, because you're going to want to use all the heat and fuel that you can, take your pot, put it next to the fire, put your water in, put some seasonings in, put your, so you cook your meal, put your pot next to your fire, or on top of your stove that's now off, because it still has heat on it. Pour your seasonings in. Let that water soak up that seasoning. Let it get permeated. Pour your beans in. And then when it's time for the next meal in 24 hours, an hour, right? If you're cooking on wood and it's the middle of the winter, especially if you live up north, because it's the middle of the winter here, and we don't have the heat going because it's Georgia. But especially if you live up north, that's not a big issue. But here in Georgia, where you don't really need a fire all the time, even in the winter, having that ability to just rapidly cook beans is going to be super important, right? Because fuel consumption will be a top priority, right? But I want you to go out there. I want you to use your bags, especially your bags. I feel like they don't get enough attention. And every piece of my equipment. So like right now, I'm not running a belt because I'm not. I gonna tick some of you people off. I'll get to that in another video. Put in the comments what you think my next rant's gonna be about. But train, think, adjust, train. TTAT. Go do it, guys. It's Friday. Have a great one. Bye.